Good morning, everyone. This week's Torah portion begins with Moshe Rabbeinu saying to the Jewish people, Re'ei, see, Anochi nosin lefnechem, I am placing before you today bracha, kala, a blessing and a curse. Moshe Rabbeinu tells the Jewish people, if you follow the commandments, listen to the voice of Hashem, do what is good and what is righteous in the eyes of God, it will lead to a life of blessing. And if you don't, then obviously the consequences, the results will be the opposite. And the question that the Or HaChaim, a great Moroccan rabbi who lived about 300 years ago, who's buried in Jerusalem, asks, is why does Moshe Rabbeinu begin the verse by saying, see that I have placed before you the option, the choice between the blessing and the curse? Why not say, God has placed before you? And the Or HaChaim says, when a speaker gets up to speak, they first introduce them, and they tell the audience their credentials. Why do they tell the audience their credentials? To give them credibility. Anyone could speak on any topic, but what is your credibility? Why do you have the authority? What are your life experiences that provide you with the insight into this particular topic? And so therefore Moshe Rabbeinu begins by saying, see, it is I who am placing before you the options of blessing and curse. You see, Moshe Rabbeinu says to the Jewish people, I experienced the height of spirituality and the low of promiscuity and corruption and evil. You see, Moshe says, when I was a child, I was raised in the house of Pharaoh, which was the most evil regime that oppressed and persecuted the Jews and murdered innocent children. I grew up in the home of the ultimate materialism and corruption. At the same time, I merited during my lifetime to come so close to God that I went up onto Mount Sinai and ascended to the heavens and studied Torah with God for 40 days and 40 nights. And so I know that there is blessing and curse in life. There are those behaviors, those actions that lead to a life of blessing, that bring out the best in us. And on the other hand, there are those actions and behaviors that bring out the worst in mankind. And therefore I am telling you, I am encouraging you, I am urging you to choose the life of blessing. There was a story I saw recently that happened just this past Friday in Bet Shemesh in Israel. There was a fellow who was a member of Hatzalah, Eli Beer's organization, volunteer rescue, his ambulance service. And he went shopping with his wife before Shabbat, and he always carries his walkie-talkie in case there's a call. And he gets a call that in the center mall of town, a woman fainted. So he immediately runs into his car, speeds to the scene of the mall, runs inside, and there were already a few medics there who came to the call, and this woman was laying passed out on the floor. And they began to revive her. And when she opened up her eyes, they saw that she was very, very anxious. She was hyperventilating, and she had no color in her face. And they were trying everything to try to calm her. When this woman lying on the ground says, do me a favor, can you sing some Shabbat melodies, some Shabbat Zmirot from the Shabbos table? And this volunteer's name is Yoel, says in the story, I happen to be a wedding singer. That's what I do. I entertain brides and grooms at their weddings. So I started to sing very calming, beautiful Shabbat melodies. And as I began, all the medics around me started to sing. And indeed, I saw the video of this woman on the ground, her face is covered, and all the medics around her singing Shabbat melodies. And this medic, Yoel, this wedding singer, says, slowly but surely, the woman started to calm down. Color started to return to her face. And ultimately, she was able to get back to her normal state. The Jewish people have a treasure trove of remedies for the soul, not just for the body. And that's what Moshe Rabbeinu says to the Jewish people, a relationship with God, performance of his mitzvot, study of his Torah, the gift of Shabbat. These are the blessings that will lead to a life of goodness, happiness, fulfillment, and righteousness. And therefore I urge you to choose the blessing every day. Have a wonderful day.